In the heart of the scorching desert, a vast expanse of golden sand stretched as far as the eye could see. The sun blazed mercilessly upon the land, baking it to an unforgiving crisp. It was here, in this arid wasteland, that the people of Israel found themselves. They had just been delivered from the cruel grip of their Egyptian oppressors, but their freedom was short-lived. As the Israelites made their way through the desert, their faces etched with exhaustion and hopelessness, a cloud of despair hung over them. It seemed that Pharaoh, the mighty ruler of Egypt, had changed his mind about letting the Israelites go. He had assembled a formidable army and was now in hot pursuit of his former slaves. Desperation clawed at the hearts of the Israelites as they saw the dust clouds rising on the horizon, heralding the approach of Pharaoh's army. Fear gripped their souls, and they cried out to their God for help. In their darkest hour, they turned to the divine promise that had sustained them through years of suffering. In Exodus 14 verses 13 to 14, Moses answered the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still." And so, they stood still, their hearts heavy with trepidation but trusting in the Almighty. As the Israelites stood on the precipice of despair, the heavens above them seemed to rumble with divine power. A strong wind began to blow, and the waters of the Red Sea parted before their very eyes, creating a dry path through the midst of the sea. The people watched in awe as the sea became towering walls of water on either side of them, and they dared to take their first steps onto the miraculous path. In Exodus 14 verses 21 to 31. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and on their left. That day the Lord saved Israel from the hands of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians lying dead on the shore. As the last of the Israelites stepped onto the far shore, a mighty roar filled the air. Pharaoh and his charioteers, emboldened by their pursuit, had entered the divided sea. But the Lord had other plans. In Isaiah 42 verse 14. For a long time, I have kept silent, I have been quiet and held myself back. But now, like a woman in childbirth, I cry out, I gasp, and pant. The waters that had been their salvation became the Egyptians' doom. The walls of water came crashing down, swallowing Pharaoh and his army in a watery abyss. The once mighty chariots and soldiers were reduced to nothing but flotsam and jetsam in the churning waters. The Israelites, standing on the far shore, watched in awe and terror as the sea returned to its natural state. The once pursuing army was now no more, their oppressors vanquished forever. It was a moment of divine intervention, a moment when faith triumphed over fear, and hope was restored. The people of Israel had crossed over, just as the Lord had promised. Their journey to freedom had been marked by miracles, and their faith had been tested and found unwavering. As they looked back at the sea that had been both their barrier and their deliverance, they knew that they had witnessed the hand of God in their lives. They had been saved from the grasp of their adversaries, just as Pharaoh and his army had embarked on a journey of no return. In the years that followed, the Israelites thrived in their newfound freedom, and their testimony of God's power and faithfulness became a beacon of hope for generations to come. They had indeed crossed over, and their success and blessings were a testament to the might and mercy of the Lord. My dear brethren in Christ, this is the time to cross over to your next level. Follow for more daily Bible reading and know more about the Bible. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow for more.